profit-driven AI Jesus Chatbots prey on prayer-driven Christians. Patrick, how are you doing today?
I'm really good, thank you.
Well, what's this first one about? We have Omniwar Update, DARPA's theory of mind warfare.
This is the new term, new phrase, probably for our public. It's called the theory of mind program that's been developed by DARPA in particular, in conjunction with Palantir, of course. This is basically what this does is encapsulates all of the intelligence around a situation to try to discover what an enemy's going to do. But then it crafts a strategy to prevent the enemy from doing what he's going to do in the first place. This is really nefarious, and you have to think about it. You can't really explain it until you read the article. But the idea is that the theory of mind program fundamentally changes how conflicts are managed. Decision makers can run gaming scenarios at unprecedented detail and speed, customizing incentives or deterrents tailored to both cultural and individual psychologies. This is the science of social engineering, I'm afraid, from 1934 on steroids. And crazy as it is, you can see this being played out on human citizens now at this point. For instance, 2020, you saw this program executed against Americans, and it's continuing at this point. So DARPA is using this all over the world. At this point, it's been the theory has been spread by companies like Palantir, and this is a weapon that you can't really tell that's being used against you until it's used against you, and then you can't tell the difference, and because your mind's so scrambled, you don't know what to do.
Yeah, and so basically, what I'm pulling from it is they're using an AI system or AI systems to monitor, people's habits, what they've been saying on social media in order to use fear or determine what they're scared of and different types of weaknesses they have to control them into what they want to do what they want to do.
That's basically the idea. But it's much more sophisticated when you consider a battlefield. And the object is to analyze the current activities on the battlefield, and then try to make a strategy to defeat the enemy before he makes his first move, or whatever a move is anticipated. And this has never been the case. All intelligence has been reactive. Mm-hmm. You can discover, maybe you have spies or whatever you have. You can discover the enemy's plans, but that doesn't mean you can do anything about it until you meet him on the battlefield. And this kind of short circuits that whole thing at that point, and it's crazy. It's
kind of just a more ramped up way of doing propaganda as well, right?
That's part of it. Not all, but that's a major part of it.
Yeah.
Well, this is an article people should read and digest it. We're going to see more of this stuff executed against citizens directly, not just on the military field, but for citizens as well. And that's about all I can say at this point. It's very, very ugly, in my opinion. And this is the trajectory of this business of the science of social engineering that we talked about incessantly for how many years now. And they just keep on fine tuning it. And where will it end? Who knows? But it's very dangerous.
Yep. Well, the next article we have is Sam Altman now says AGI is not a super useful term. Now, why is that? Is that because it's gaining some, people are getting scared of the term AGI?
Who knows? Sam Altman doesn't say anything unless he has a strategy.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned this by listening to him for incessantly for 3 or 4 years now. And whenever he makes a proclamation or a statement, you can just see the wheels turning in his head to gain an advantage. And I think this is the case here. So when he talks about AGI kind of losing its punch, I couldn't figure out anything obvious except he's perhaps picked up something from Peter Thiel, who said competition is for losers. This was something in his mind going back to 2003. And so Peter Thiel sidesteps competition and goes for the domination of whatever he's after. To dominate the field, crushed all the other players, and develop a monopoly. We've seen this executed by him so many times, and with Palantir as well. But all of the companies that he's invested in and been a part of exercise this philosophy. Competition is for losers. So don't go with the competition. Now, the competition has been heating up on AI, AGI, all these other programs like Meta and Anthropic and X and so on. I have a feeling that Sam Altman is just saying, I'm above all that now. I'm gonna escape the box, and I'll figure out a way to crush all you people, you little peons out there, you startup companies. And I think he's going for a monopoly on the whole space.
Uh-huh.
But we know has an ego that second to none. So
yeah, and
I wouldn't be surprised.
And he just launched his new model, which I've seen some stuff about that it's just crazy. And they're saying this is not even the smartest model. It's just the one they had ready to roll out at the time.
He sort of, yeah. There's people. Some people love it. Some people hated it. You balance it out. You figure what's going on here. Is he sowing? Is he somehow sowing the discord himself? I don't know.
Uh-huh.
But he did one thing that was very odd in this rollout when he retired all of the previous models at one time and wrapped them all into GPT-5. That was an unusual move because now people can't go back. They can't use the old tools that they're used to. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of grousing about that. And what was it? What did he do that for? I don't know. But apparently, I have to say, Sam Altman always has a reason in his mind for stuff he does. So maybe this is part of the narrative here that, AGI really isn't the term that we want to use going forward. It's getting squishy. It's getting hard to define. As we get closer to AGI, that makes no sense to me, but maybe in his mind makes sense. But
basically, he's just saying it's going to be a constant, push to keep developing and keep, fine tuning it. And he doesn't think basically what he's saying is there's not going to be a point where it just reaches a point where it doesn't need to be worked on anymore. It's always going to be developed and continuously enhanced.
He's been charged at this point that version 5 was just an incremental release. Mm-hmm. In other words, it didn't have a leapfrog effect where it came out with something new, brand new, nobody ever saw before. There's no new technology, but they refined it and it's incrementally better. It's like Windows 10 to 11, okay, it's still Windows, right? So, but you have to wonder too, is Sam Altman sitting on a discovery at this point that he hasn't said anything about? And he kind of hints something along the way, but we'll have to see. If he has something that he's going to release to the whole world, maybe in GPT-6, we don't know.
Yeah. So it might be a distraction to kind of throw people off the course, or maybe not. We'll have to wait and see.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, we have 1 minute. We can tease the next article we have is smartphones are ruining their brains at unprecedented speed. And that's something we see. I mean, you can just see every day. You just go around and look. All the kids aren't outside anymore. They're all stuck in their screens. They
really are. I kind of like this picture of the monkeys here. Just show this to people so they can look at this. The fourth monkey has emerged. He sees no one, hears no one, and speaks to no one. and I might add, he doesn't care about anyone either. So we could probably break this story down. It's really sad. But let's go to the break and come back after.
We'll be back here in just a moment.
July 6, 2005. This is Tom Harper. Man figures plankton stopped his rare cancer. We got more of a response from our viewers than anything else you and I have ever discussed.
Tom Harper, 20 years ago, he had mesothelioma, deadly lung cancer, was given weeks to live, and he just intuitively started to eat the phytoplankton out of his fish tanks because he fed the phytoplankton to his shellfish. He was a shellfish farmer. And when he went in for the surgery, the surgeon came out of the operating room and told his family, I have not ever seen anything like it. The cancer is benign, and Tom Harper lived for years. He retired in Hawaii. We're not making any claim.
Here he is in his own words.
Started on a daily routine of just taking a bit of paste, putting it in my mouth, and wash it down with a drink of water. Within about 10 to 15 days, here I am, less pain in my back. I knew that something was going on, so I just kept eating half a teaspoon of this paste a day. I was booked to go for surgery in Victoria where they were going to do what they call a talc treatment. They went in there to have a look, saw something they never seen before, took 11 sites, sent them away for biopsy. I got the news back. Everything was benign. They just did not know what to make of it. Everything was absolutely clean. And I've tried dieting all my life because I'm a diabetic. If it's a coincidence or not, I don't know. My blood sugar started dropping. My weight started falling off. Here I am, no longer requiring insulin, and I was taking 88 units a day of insulin. I can eat just about what I want in moderation, and I have no elevated sugar levels, and I feel fabulous.
People, you hear the word cancer, and they want you to be instilled with fear. Cancer is nothing but a profound failure of the immune system. And what happened with Tom Harper is the phytoplankton is microscopic. It's God's microscopic food. And the Gatatiana is the most nutritionally comprehensive strain phytoplankton in the world. David Hunter studied phytoplankton for 20 years because he worked for Tom Harper and he was there in person and witnessed Tom's recovery. It's about getting pure nutrition inside your cells. And what happens, your body balances again or goes back to homeostasis. And when your body is pH balanced or in homeostasis, disease can't grow. It is literally microscopic, pure single cell plant food with protein and omega-3 fatty acids, omega-6 fatty acids, with amino acids and vitamins and minerals. 1 scoop a day. There's 90 billion plant cells in here just for everyday nutrition and energy and, cognitive support, because this is God's pure nutrition.
Go to melissahousegpa.com today. Discover the science and learn more about the wonderful benefits of Gatatiana phytoplankton. That's melissahousegpa.com. melissahousegpa.com.
Welcome back from the break. We left off talking about this article here on how smartphones are ruining kids' brains at unprecedented speed. And they've already been addicted to video games and TikTok and Instagram. And now with AI, it's just getting ramped up more and more with they're able to replace their friends.
Exactly. And this is not just about social media. Social media was bad in itself. And everybody, well, a lot of people recognize that when it first got started. But social media has been a killer for youth. The relationships that they're not able to have with people. But this study, this actually study behind this, it's not just about EMF radiation, for instance. It's not just about the attention-grabbing apps or social media. But when you consider what's happening here, this chart shows the age groups, this differentiation. For instance, the first chart on the left there, the age group 16 to 39, it shows the drop of conscientiousness, and the 40 to 59, you can see quite a little bit of drop there, but age 60 and plus, basically static. But for this lower age group, it's stunning, from almost 50% below 30%. And you see the other red lines in these charts. Neuroticism is just skyrocketed. Agreeableness has tanked. Extroversion has been tanked as well. Mm-hmm. And you add all that up, what's going on here? This is from like 2015, perhaps, going to 2024. You have to ask what's going on here, because it's not just the one thing, but it's a cumulative effect. And at this point, with AI added on top of all that, it literally could destroy this generation.
Yeah, I mean, it's been going down even before all this AI stuff has been rolled out. So, I mean, I would like to see this graph in a year or two from now.
I don't want to see it.
I mean, I don't want to see it, but you know.
But you know, here's the thought that I had. We see all these things just tanking, and the mental capacity of young people is just tanking as well. They can't focus anymore. They can't have deep thoughts about anything, because they're skipping like a rock on a pond all the time. Mm-hmm. Well, what's going to happen when this group comes to maturity, say 30, 40, 50 years old? How are they going to get anything done? Will they be able to hold a job? Maybe it won't be any job, so it doesn't matter. But you know, will they be able to hold a job? Will they be able to get married and have kids? We see kids are basically not even talked about anymore. But where's this going to end up? Well, it might be that if AI is still there, AI may have to make everything for these people at that point. They won't be capable of doing anything. They won't be capable of manufacturing anything. So it's just odd to me. There's a paradox here that AI may be their savior in the end, because they can't do anything, and AI will just take over.
It will be what ruined them, but it will be what saved them as well.
Boy, I don't like that equation at all. But yeah.
But this is kind of goes along. I mean, it might not be by 2030, but you'll own nothing and be happy, because they won't know. I mean, they'll be happy they don't have to work. They'll be happy with their tech and being, you know, sucked into all this AI and different personalities they have on there.
Exactly. One thing that this author, journalist said here, that stuck with me. It's civilizational. This is not American youth. It's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not just, we can't talk about our own kids this way. It's civilizational. That means it's taking down the whole society of civilization.
Yeah.
And maybe there's going to be some holdouts in Africa or something where they don't have any education in the first place, but their mind is not polluted with all this stuff. Maybe they'll be the ones that will rise up and take over civilization at this point. But it's not going to be the industrialized world at this point, for sure. The West, in other words. And China's no worse. China has already they've already mastered these curves, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And their youth over there are they're in horrible shape.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to go on to the last story here?
Yeah, we ought to.
This one I almost didn't think was real. Profit-driven AI Jesus chatbots prey on prayer-driven Christians. There is actually apps out here where they're acting like you can chat with Jesus through a chatbot.
That's right. And the people who are buying into this nonsense, they really think they're talking to Jesus. This is so bizarre. This is deception on steroids. I can't wrap my head around it. But this one app, this app is called Ask Jesus app. Oh, don't go and download it, please, people. Don't do it. But in the first 3 days after it launched, it has signed up 30,000 active monthly users. 30,000 in 3 days. And it's going on from there, And so what is going on here? Obviously, it's taking the world by storm.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
And as you have here in your notes, Mark 13, verse 22, for false Christs and false prophets will arise, perform signs and wonders to lead astray, if possible, the elect. I mean, this falls right in line with that.
It really does. False Christ. False. I mean, this is just so blatant at this point. Yes.
Yeah.
When you see somebody like a preacher or somebody that wants to start a cult, you can analyze the guy. You can listen to what he says, and you can figure out, this guy's a kook or whatever, and you can kind of see quickly that he's a false Christ. He may not say he's Christ, but he's kind of posing as a false Christ. But this is just absolutely in your face.
Yeah, they're outright saying it. Ask Jesus.
I know.
Wow.
And I'll tell you.
And who's promoting? I mean, are people promoting this app?
Well, there's more than one. There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them out there, and you wouldn't think, probably, maybe you have a clue. This is not a religious organization that is promoting this stuff. It's commercial companies.
Yeah. So they're trying to profit off of this.
Exactly. So this study, the author said he found none of those apps were created or endorsed by any church. Instead, they're run by for-profit companies with names like Supreme Chaos, All-Star Productions LLC, and I like this one, Cat Loaf Software. Oh my gosh! So these are just commercial companies that say, let's just try this and see if we can get some traction. Apparently, and I'm sure it was easy to do, to make a chatbot that's you feed the words of Jesus into it and let it spit him back to the people. I don't know. But
in this one text with Jesus, they say the theology represented by the chatbots will be adjusted by the algorithm in such a way that it becomes the most popular theology, rather than a theology that is shaped by a particular church tradition or which is based on the Bible.
Yes, that means, in other words, they'll take from the user what the user wants to hear, and then turn that into the psychology of their religion. This is ramping up to be a master simulacra at this point, where the image is not there anymore. There's no semblance of theology in the site anywhere. Yet it still has the image on its face of it as well as something spiritual here. Not at all.
Yeah.
This is all referential on the user's experience and whatever he wants to hear, and then it just feeds it back to him.
Yeah, and most of these people who are downloading it are probably thinking this is a great thing, and they're gonna think they're gonna learn more about Jesus talking to this chatbot, but they're being deceived. They're opening themselves up to being deceived.
I know. Well, my guess is anybody who would dare to download this kind of app, they're already deceived in the first place.
Yep.
They've already gone over the edge, and now they're just going to get what they wanted in the first place.
Yep.
But with when you couple this whole thing with this article about the kids and their minds being destroyed by smartphones and all the stuff goes on the smartphones, you can see this is just an extension of it.
Yep. Well, we're all out of time. We'll be back on Thursday with the new episode. Till then, take care.
God bless.
I'll tell you one little quick story. We had a Worldview Weekend client who lived in California, lost their house. Very wealthy guy. He didn't use Bitcoin. He came over here, drove to Arizona with $286,000 worth of his gold because he had no money and no house available. His bank was shut down because he couldn't have access to his bank account.
Was this during the fire? Was this during the fires?
During the fire. Didn't have his driver's license. He lost it. The state wouldn't give him a new license because he had no active mailing address. Real mess. So he came to Arizona to buy a house. He's moving everything over. He said, the only thing I got in my possession that I can get liquid with right now is my gold. I gave him a check for $286,000, and guess what? I didn't need his social, his driver's license. Sort of smiled, and I said, I know you and Brandon talked about how this worked, but boy, this is great. I feel good. I got my money. Nobody bothered me, and I'm protected, and it's private. So you people out there who are sitting on your hands when Wes and I are sending you these requests and Brandon and you are talking to you, you better get active because you're going to pay me $4,000 an ounce the end of the year. Trust me.
You better get your. I highly suggest you get your free packet. You don't have to do anything. It's free, no obligation. Just simply go to worldviewgold.com, fill out the form, worldviewgold.com, or just text Wes and give him your name and address and say, I want the free packet. That's all you got to do. 602-558-8585, 602-558-8585.
You're watching Worldview 2, built on the 35 years of Worldview books, documentaries, research, high-profile interviews, and the radio and television broadcasts of Brannon House. You're watching Worldview 2, built on the 35 years of Worldview books, documentaries, research, high-profile interviews, and the radio and television broadcasts of Brannon House.